Hey y'all, we back. MD Trap World. We back with the millionaire trap reactions, man. Luxury born from struggle, game coming from experience. Now let's get into it.
We don't need to live in a generation where shit is equal value of 50-50 with finances, but bitch, it needs to be reciprocation of energy.
Yeah.
If I'm putting my all into this shit, why the fuck am I getting bare minimum? And then motherfuckers be talking about something. Niggas supposed to be a provider. You never seen a king tell his queen to do anything, but I promise you to God, that queen gonna have 5 kids. She gonna suck his dick, spit, fuck, and she gonna make sure that nigga eat on a day-to-day basis. And if a peasant talk to him crazy, she's right there to justify.
On shit, yeah.
So like, y'all ain't the same. You can't compare yourself to a queen. What the fuck about you as a queen?
That's 100%. Goddamn, you ain't said shit wrong. You know it's crazy. I think 2025, the internet and all that everybody think they so disposable. Motherfuckers think they can just get back on Instagram and find another.
Motherfuckers is consuming too much of other people's lives. Y'all is setting y'all fucking relationship status based off what you seen on the internet. You have $5 in your bank account. Your man has $1,000 in his bank account, and you're looking at a nigga with millions of dollars and a bitch that got down. You feel me? Probably has at least 6 figures.
Yeah.
You talking about something? I want to be like Moneybagg Yo and Ari. Bitch, what the fuck are you talking about?
Main topic tonight, man. Women want a man to lead, but don't want to follow. Today, baby, we got to talk about it. We got to talk about relationships, because a lot of women say they want a strong man to lead, but as soon as he start leading, now what's the problem?
Truly want men to lead, or do they want to control how he leads?
Most women want women out of men because that's what they relate to the best.
Wait.
And most men want men out of women because that's what they relate to the best. Unfortunately, most women that are unaware or entitled women, the way that they want their men to show up is how they would want them to show up, because they haven't released control, because they're actually still very much inside of their masculine. So as an example, and oftentimes men pull women out of their feminine into their masculine, and women want to pull men out of their masculine into their feminine. They want them to feel, they want to know all of the things, because femininity ultimately is always testing for, do you love me? Do you appreciate me? Are you here? Are you present? It's all a test. A perfect example of, let's say, a man and a woman. Femininity does not keep track of anything. Femininity very much lives in the now. Masculinity lives based off of the track, right? What has been said or done in the past. So as an example, let's say that a man wants to lead and he's been doing a perfect job at leading, but the moment that he's not able to do that, she's like, oh my God, does he love me? Am I safe? What's going to happen? What's going on? We're disconnected. All of these things are happening because she feels the now. Whereas he is very much like, I've been paying every bill. I've been showing up powerfully, but something happened and now there's a change. Look at my track record. And so what happens is he gets upset with her because he's like, don't you see all the stuff that I've done in the past? Instead of meeting her where she's at. True leadership is able to see that feminine energy is overreacting and saying, baby, I can understand that this is scary right now. And I'm really sorry that you feel that way. And I'm going to figure this out. But this is what has to happen right now. So instead of now, when you say, don't you see that I did the whatever? Now you're pulling her into her masculine. Oh, well, no, I don't see it. And you I don't want to hear about before. I want to hear about right now. So I think when people understand that femininity lives in the now and masculinity almost lives via track record, both are trying to pull each other into something that they're not. So most women say that they want their man to lead, but don't feel comfortable to give it to him. That's just the reality for most.
See, everybody want a leader until leadership come with rules, come with structure, come with discipline, and definitely come with accountability. A lot of people say they want traditional relationships, but still want a complete independence inside their relationship. How that work?
Let me get this straight. Y'all hoes want a leader. A man to take care of y'all. Somebody to carry the weight of the world for your bitch ass. Therefore, he's going to be expected to be perfect. Therefore, if he fuck up at all, then it falls back on you, and it's his fault, right? You want him to be the best he could be, but under your ramifications. Alright, let's make this make sense. If you know this man is not perfect, and he makes mistakes, how the fuck do you dictate which mistakes is acceptable or not, bitch? If you can make that assessment, then bitch, shouldn't you be carrying the weight of the world, bitch? So you put limitations on who he can and can't talk to. But if he put limitations on you, then bitch, it'll be fair. He can't talk to no other women. Okay, bitch, you can't talk to your mama. Your mama a woman, bitch. I'm just trying to understand how you want a whole man, but you're giving him half-ass shit, bitch. He limited to the degree of how whole he can be? Bitch, we all know fulfillment is 100%. But he can't operate at 100% because you're limiting him. Therefore, he's going to make a mistake in which you're going to dictate whether it's right or wrong, and then he's going to drop the weight of the world, and it's going to be his fault.
And let's be real. You can't ask a man to lead, protect, provide, make decisions, take pressure, and carry most of the responsibility. Then fight him on every decision he make. Everything he make is a problem. You got something to say.
She said she wanted a leader, a man who makes decisions, a man who takes charge and moves with confidence. So he did. He made the call. He chose the direction. And the moment it wasn't the direction she would have chose, she grabbed the wheel. Now he's driving with two hands, pulling in different directions. And somehow, when the car crashes, it's his fault. He's the one that can't lead. But how is a man supposed to steer when someone is yanking the wheel every 5 seconds? But before I go further, fellas, you can't ask for the wheel if you don't know where you're going. You can't demand trust if you haven't demonstrated you're trustworthy. A man who wants to lead has to earn the right to lead, not by announcing it, not just saying it, by proving it in the small decisions before the big ones come. Leadership requires trust. You can voice your concern. You can say, I think we should go left. That's partnership. But the moment you override every decision, question every move, and then blame him for the outcome, you didn't want a leader. You wanted a driver who follows your GPS. A man who leads will make wrong turns, but a man who's trusted to lead will correct the course. He can't do that if you won't let go of the wheel. Real partnership isn't one person driving and one person silent. It's one person steering and one person navigating. Both essential, both respected. Let him lead, even when it's uncomfortable, even when you do it differently, because a man who's trusted to drive will take you further than a man whose hands you never let touch the wheel.
Now, don't get me wrong. A man got to earn leadership too. You know what I'm saying? As well. Every man don't deserve submission. Women, don't get that word twisted. Some dudes out here just immature, man. Lost, little kids, disrespectful, unstable. You know what I'm saying? Can't lead nobody if you can't lead yourself. You dig?
You can't lead a woman who sees leadership as a threat. Let's stop sugarcoating it. A woman who fears leadership will fight it. She will sabotage it. And eventually, she will destroy the man who carries it. Because in her eyes, guidance feels like control. Structure feels like oppression. And submission, that feels like slavery. But here's the truth. You cannot lead a woman who confuses masculinity with malice. Let's break it down. 1. She thinks leadership is a battle to win, not a blessing to receive. Every decision you make feels like a threat to her. You say, let's do it this way. She hears, you think I'm less. You say, here's the vision. She replies, why do you always want control? She doesn't want peace. She wants power, even if it costs the home. 2, she can follow a boss, but not her husband. She follows instructions at work, meets deadlines, respects authority, plays her role. But at home, a simple request becomes control. A boundary becomes offense. Because she doesn't hate leadership, she resents being led by you. 3, she sees submission as weakness. To her, following your lead feels like losing herself. She believes strength means resistance, not cooperation. She wants protection without direction, covering without correction. So she chooses conflict over connection. 4, her trauma speaks louder than your truth. You say, trust me. She hears every man who failed her. You say, I've got this. She remembers every broken promise. So no matter how well you lead, she reacts, not responds, because she's not dealing with you, she's dealing with her past. And until she heals, you will pay for what you didn't do. 5, she can't let go of control. Control is her comfort. She doesn't feel safe unless she's steering, even without direction, even without clarity. She would rather drive in circles than trust your compass. And when things go wrong, she blames you for a wheel she never released. 6, she resists leadership, so she resists legacy. You say, let's build this. She says, you're controlling. You say, let's raise our children this way. She says, that's too much. She resists structure. She resists alignment. And without alignment, there is no legacy, only conflict. 7, she marries leadership, then tries to silence it. At first, she's attracted to your strength, your clarity, your decisiveness. But once she has you, she wants to edit everything. Now, every decision is a discussion. Every plan is a negotiation. You're no longer leading. You're managing resistance. And the man she once admired becomes the man she controls. Final word. You cannot lead a woman who sees leadership as a threat. because everything you do will feel like an attack to her.
Yes.
Your direction becomes disrespect. Your boundaries become oppression. Your correction becomes criticism. And by the time you realize she doesn't trust your leadership,
But I think social media, like always, has messed relationships up heavy. Now everybody competing instead of building together. You know what I'm saying? Nobody want to compromise. Nobody want to cooperate. Everybody want to win the argument.
Baby, check it out. How do you expect a man to lead when you don't listen? Understand what I'm saying? So you not listening shows that you are not submissive, right? And I don't want to hear the, oh, a woman not gonna listen to this kind of man or that kind of man. Well, what you with him for? What you with him for if you ain't listening? Cause that's dumb. You ain't gonna listen to him, which means you're not submissive, which means you're wasting his time. And he can't lead you properly because you don't listen. You heard it here first. Yeah.
And real talk, for real talk, the strongest relationships usually happen when both know their role and play their role. The man lead with love, discipline, and direction. That's a man's role, should be. And a woman bring peace, support, energy, and loyalty. Should be. You know what I'm saying? And that balance, make a one. Because relationship stops working when everybody come a power struggle.
All women say they want a good man until they actually meet one and realize they're not equipped to handle him. A good man is not convenient. He doesn't bend to accommodate chaos. He doesn't rearrange his values because you're emotional. A real good man has discipline, boundaries, and priorities that don't shift based on your mood. And this is where women get confused. When you've never met emotional maturity, you misread everything. You call him cold because he won't tolerate drama. You call him selfish because he protects his peace. You label him detached because he refuses to beg for your approval. But that's not coldness. That is self-respect. A man who knows his worth doesn't move from insecurity. He moves from conviction. Good men don't chase drama. They don't chase chaos. And they sure as hell don't chase women who weaponize emotion. They build, they lead, they create order. Most women aren't ready for the responsibility that comes with a stable man because stability doesn't feed your need for emotional roller coasters. It doesn't scratch that itch for unpredictable validation. For women raised in dysfunction, peace feels boring until you lose it. A good man requires partnership, respect, and a woman who's emotionally regulated, not reactive, not reckless. Stay solid. Good men don't bend, they build. And the right woman rises to meet him.
Hey man, Millionaire Trap Show, Millionaire Trap Reactions. I'm back, baby. Real talk, real game from my real perspective. Like, comment, and subscribe. Hit that hype button, man. Hype me up, man. You know what I'm saying? Keep elevating and say what you mean and mean what you say.